Hello everyone. In today's video, I'm going to give advice to teachers concerning marking and what are the best ways to mark students' assessments and exams. Now those ways are going to be different, and I guarantee that if you follow those advice, you're going to mark your exams easily, quickly, fairly and without getting bored. Number 1. Make sure that your students are familiar with the mark scheme, meaning let your students know how you're going to be marking their exams or assessments. You don't want students coming in later asking you, why did I get this mark and why did I only get 1 mark for this activity? Make sure you're clear from the beginning. And as a teacher or an examiner, expect and prepare yourself for all sorts of answers. Some of them will not be in the mark scheme, but will be correct. So make sure you take every possible answer into consideration. Number 2. How to deal with the self-assessments. Never keep a whole pile of papers in front of you while correcting. Just keep maximum 10 assignments on your desk and put the others where you can't see them. When you finish those 10, add another 10 and so on. Marking assignments can be boring, exhausting and stressful, so don't try to mark a large number of exam papers in a short period of time. If you do that, you lose consistency and fairness, so be realistic. Number 3. We all know that teachers or examiners are sometimes biased by the awareness of a student's previous performance during the course. Meaning, you might have a very good student who performs beautifully in your subject. So when it comes to correcting his paper, you kind of take it easy on him just because he is a good student. Now that is actually wrong. You as a teacher or examiner need to be fair to all of your students, and to do that you shouldn't read the name of the student before you start correcting the paper in front of you. Just get the paper and start correcting. Don't read the name. You want to mark the papers based on the mark scheme, so that even if another teacher who doesn't teach that specific student marks the paper, he would give him or her the same mark that you've given. Number 4. Take notes while correcting. When you are going through the answers and you decide that this answer is short or incorrect and you feel you want to write a note next to it, do it. You can write why is it wrong, for example. Obviously you can't do that with all the answers, but you find yourself in a situation where you have to leave a note for that specific student without reading their name, so later on they can read the note and you can also remember their paper. Number 5. Avoid taking decisions regarding poor presentation, as in handwriting, spelling and grammar, unless there are specific objectives of the course and students have been previously informed accordingly. So the quality of the presentation can affect the whole mark. However, make sure you read every single word written by the student. Even if the grammar is wrong, even if the handwriting is bad, be fair and read everything that is in front of you. Number 6. This one is very important. You as an examiner, you need to realize that your mood will change while marking, meaning you will not keep the same mood that you've had when you started marking. To make sure you're fair, come back every now and then to the previous papers you've marked and see whether your generosity has increased or decreased. As mentioned by Kogan Page in her 2000 tips for lecturers, try as far as possible to look at each script afresh. Number 7. Dunn stated in his famous book, The Student Assessment Handbook, that markers or examiners can play safe and score the work of all students towards the middle range of grades. They might also never award high or low marks, thus hoping to avoid accusation of having made serious errors of judgment. Now, this is actually very true, so make sure you follow the mark scheme that you have in front of you at all times. Be fair and give all students the marks that they deserve. Number 8. Dunn mentioned as well that some examiners take students' appearance and behavior into consideration when marking, which is wrong. You can't be stereotypical. You need to be at a state where you encourage good behavior using different methods, something that I will talk about in the future videos. Number 9. When marking, you might feel that you kind of have a problem with one of the students' work. It can be a very long answer or a complicated essay that you don't feel like reading now, so put it aside and come back to it later. As I said before, you need to be at a good mood for every paper. Number 10. Make sure you leave a comment next to the mark that you give to the student, because you want to be in a position where you can justify that mark. And if a student consults you to discuss the paper, that comment can help you remember how you arrived at that number or grade you gave. For all the teachers out there, check the description below for references. And if you have any questions or anything that you want to add, you can write it down in the comments. At the end of this video, I want to say that marking a whole pile of assessment can be a bit tiring or hard, but it may be a crucial landmark in the life of your students. Stay safe. Peace.